She's prestige. She's modern. She's traditional. She's magnificent. She's beautiful. She's 40 and fabulous Niger.
This warmth and this energy, you're going to put inside your body. Be intentional and imagine heat warming your ears. Count 3, 1, 2, and 3. Place it on your room. Breathe in deeply. Keeping your hands on your room. These practices have helped me to cervical cancer, skin issues that may suffer from heavy discharge, lots of things that can help you that can be effective and help with a simple practice. So you can rise up in the morning, one of the first things, your prayers maybe say, God will rise, eyes, and raise your feet up as high as you can, and then join it with your hands, raising both hands up and hold. What this does is it rushes all the blood from the bottom of your body into your bones. As you do this, you start to feel warmth and tingling. Sometimes when you do certain exercises, like aerobics, or really heavy cardio, we have a tendency to hold our breath. Please, yoga does not do that. Always breathe fully in and out continuously. Because yoga is about breathing. So in and out. Again, in. Now put your arms down on your mat. In this practice here, if you have trouble out of the ground, you're going to take your bum out, push it up. Your bum will be up. And bring your knees as close as you can. And hold that hold. Very excellent. Open your arms, open your head,
Hello, Miss Clara. How are you?
Fine.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you.
I love your smile too. Okay, so when I got a call this morning that you would like to book a session with me, I said, okay, fine. Let me come and hear what Clara has to say to me. Let me come and know how I can be of help to her and all of this. So, Clara, what brought you to therapy?
That's why I actually know I need healing because I passed through a lot in my life, and I try sometimes. I know what I passed through in the childhood affect my present, but I still try to be strong to carry on. But then, the feeling, the hurts, the pains are still there. That sometimes, you think about this, I know I need healings because my hearts of people who hurt me, I find it difficult to forgive them. Despite there are people like I can't throw them away. It starts from my dad, who used his childhood life to affect my childhood. You know, I just find myself in an auntie house at age 5. Was with my grandmother. Life was okay. We are many there. I was just looking for my mother. I know I have a mother. I have a memory that at a point my mom was there with my dad. I remember her, but suddenly what's going on? Is it holiday I'm coming from here? As a child, I couldn't answer that question well. So I know I keep on crying. I want to see my mother. Because I was like 4 to 5 there. I started this pre-nursery school, not nursery school, public school anyway. We call it Chele Simi. But I know I eat very well, but I'm comfortable there, but that is not my home. I keep on asking them, I want to meet my mom, I'll cry, I'll get sick. To short story short, I don't know they are taking me to my mom. But later I found myself in my auntie's place as a childhood. So I sleep in the passage sometimes. And the auntie, she's my dad's younger sister. Now, then by the time I get to see my dad, I saw my dad in an office, a big man, he has a car. Even at that year, he has a Volkswagen, brand new. I was like, why am I here? My auntie lives in a room and there's a room and a parlor, yeah. So, and it has a lot of people, her children, and many people that are working with her because she said they have a restaurant there. And the restaurant, I get to know that my dad would want to help her to get to the place. But the question is, what am I doing here? In the passage, sometimes with the people that are working with her. But the whole thing like that, I'm going to meet my dad. When am I going home? You just should not worry. Give me 1 naira. 1 naira then was like a paper. Something red paper like that.
Yeah, in color.
Give me, but that's a lot of money to actually give a child. And my uncle will collect it for me. So because we just be playing with it that my dad gave me money, my dad will collect it. I will just the money is not there again. But to cut the whole story short, I was living there for points. I know when I was in school there I was taking first. Because I remember the support the child that was there with me that my next two were like age mates. She always take last. So in order to convince her, I would tell her like, no, you take second because this is second time. I know it's second time, but you take second. Because she always told me that she would change her mark. How can she go home when me I'm taking? But the whole story changed. My uncle started making passes at me. He wake me up.
At what age?
Asking me to wash his clothes at 5, 6 years old.
Age 5, 6?
As a child. So he asked me, wake me up midnight, he asked me to wash his boxer. Started from there. He won't touch me, he won't do anything. At the point he asked me to be pressing his pimple, everybody's sleeping, I'll be pressing. So what happen when I get to class? I'll be sleeping. I remember I don't go to school with shoes, I use my leg. And my dad is okay, so what is going on? So
Next thing, started removing the stuff for me to be touching. Many things happened, you know, and nobody to talk to in the house because everybody is pushed her. I remember one time, my aunt is like mother there. She saw me with biscuits and then she said I stole her money. And I said, no. But my dad gave me money. He said, why didn't you come to show her that she wanted to teach me not to steal? And she caught my hand, there's the mark there, that I would show my children when I grow up. That I steal her money. And she put pepper at 5, 6. Already, even if anything, Uncle is doing to me, I can't tell her. But she never believed to steal her money. My dad gave me money from when I go to the office. It's so bad that I just carry on like that. My mom come visiting once in a while. She shared tears, and when I'm ready to tell her things, she said she can't do anything for now. That she's in school, she went back to school. You know, I grew up like that. Until one day, I grew up so bad that my center of my hair, there was no hair. Because I was carrying load. You know?
For your aunt?
After school, I'll come back, got to sell drinks, so I have to buy drink, carry 2 cartons, you know, before going back. I wake up early. I know most times I sleep in class. So my position dropped. I see myself second to the last. So after repeat, primary 4, I start from 1 was okay. I was managing, wake up early, walks. I don't eat like 1, 2.
Shallow, why it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it on, if you do, I'm no need to delay. You no need to stress yourself, You got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life, make the people know. If you wanna buy your head time, easy access, now one time. Everything break at there, oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Make you spice up your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger. You fit upgrade your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger. Anything you fit do with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger.
I won't easy 1, 2. How do I know time at that tender age? Was when Muslim were praying. That's when I come back from school. I will have gone to the other shop, buy beer. I was not the only one anyway. Maybe with the maid, buy beer. Then I will carry it. Sometimes, initially, one of my aunties was there. She was protecting me. I sleep at the back at age 4, 5, 6. So upstairs, I take her my mom. You know, she was protecting me. If there's no food, she still make sure I eat. You know, somehow, she does a lot of nasty things sometimes to give us food. I remember sometimes you have to sleep with her for her to get something for us to eat. I remember we have to go and look for a 3 uncompleted house and something will happen. She will just come back and buy bread and geisha. We eat before going home. Even within eternity, it doesn't matter, but she will not carry the load alone. So when we're about to get to the house, she will not place it and give me some so that I won't get tired, because we have to just carry heavy load of trays for the cooking. You know, all that gone, by the time she left, that was when I was now open. Insecurity came in, you know. And then one of my auntie, a blessed memory, when I come back from school, first thing she tell me to do is to go and look for feather. And I have to look for a particular one to come and be turn it so she can be sleeping. I will, as if I'm used to clean her ears, or she should be sleeping. I knew one day one man came and said, "You are toying with your destiny, that you are asking this girl with uniform to be doing this, and you are sleeping, and you think this is life, you are changing your destiny to her." I remember the man said that. I was this small. So even when my uncle started, I couldn't tell anybody. Everybody in the house, no friends and all that. We were just living the life. We are
What
many.
was he doing to you?
He became passes at me, so he asked me to touch his stuff and, he raped me. So
You were in primary school then?
primary school, yeah. I left there at primary 5. Yeah, I left there at primary 5. Yeah. So I was not to 10 when I left the house. So, but maybe my dad lost a job, which made the woman with him left, because the woman actually came with a child that's not even his own, and then I don't know what they did to him, so he doesn't even see us. At that time, he had his own house, not our usual. He already built his own house with my mom before they asked my mom to leave. So then one day just came and told me, "We are living here today." And I grew up to now discover that it was when he lost the job, the woman left and packed all his things. That's when his eyes was open. And I realized that I'm somewhere. Even when he came that I'm living today, I said, "Let me go and carry my bag." He said, "I should not carry anything." I didn't live there with any clothes. He just carried me. It caused a problem between him and the sister. I just came to carry him without, but he said it was when, according to him later, when his eyes opened, that was when he came for me. And somehow they returned me to my mom. That's another chapter. My mom, fine, she loved me, she did everything, every mother would do that, but she does not want to hear where I'm coming from. She doesn't want to search to make her sad. She doesn't want to kill my heart. She just wanted to go like that. But never left me. I cried most times alone because she didn't allow me to speak my feeling to her, because she doesn't want to get hurt. But when we get back along the line, all of us came back to my mom, 3 girls. My only brother was with my grandmother. Life was easy for them all, except me. But we came back to her. The Lord was so much for her. A teacher, she was trying to sell drink, and she would just help us. My dad already not working. They were not together. But because of her, she had to return back home. We are even telling her that, rents have to reduce for you. She won't pay her school fee. When she returned back home, she was feeling any poor. You know what it means? The father is not working. Even when he works, the little thing he has, he still drink, he smoke. My dad doesn't smoke, but he drink like women. Seriously, sometimes my mom still give him money out of nothing, or 4,000 salary then. I can remember it was 3,000 or 4,000 her salary was. They were going to school and all that. But all that, my mom fell into depression, and all she could do was to pass the anger on us. So me and my elder sister, my blessed memory elder sister, she's late, and
Sorry about that.
yeah, she passed the anger to us. Every time your daddy did that, your daddy that. Am I the one that's saying people, Then we could hate her because we didn't know what she was going through. But I knew that strength in her made me to live in my husband's house for 25 years. That strength she put us. We don't go out, we don't have friends, nobody come looking for us, no relatives, we are just with my mom. Her life was, she doesn't have friends. She already had life with us. Every day she worked for us. But that depression, it was when I grew up and married, I know what depression looks like. I knew that what she was passing through was depression. And then she felt that we are girls' child, and that's our dad left her in the first place because she was having first one a girl, second one a girl. Even when she had the boy, they had the girl, the man still let that. The man wants to leave, but she didn't understand. He believed that because of her girl's children, and she have to hold us so I will not be pregnant, all those things. So, and then she didn't grow up with her own mother, she grew up with a stepmother. So I grew up to understand that she cannot give what she doesn't have.
Yeah.
So I understand with her because I always afraid of my mom. Seriously, that all I do was to work so that she cannot complain My sister is stubborn, she can receive cane. I don't like cane, so I have to work to protect two of us and all that. From there, life goes on. We live with her like that, partially. Later in the age, I get to know that this is what she needs to do for her. That's the highest she can do, because how will she train a child alone? Four, three before the fourth one came in. At a point, my elder sister left my dad's place. My dad now left to Abuja along the line that he wants to go and look for a job, and that is how he left us and go and carry another woman again when he got the job. And it left us. So that frustration now more on my mom. That second time again, we still left. She was like, I don't know, it was hell. Now my sister left along the line. She couldn't bear it, and something happened in the house. She just left to Abuja to meet her dad, getting there with another woman. There was no phone. She can't come back. So along the line to meet her, I joined her in Abuja. I went for holiday. I never returned to my mom. Life was bad. Stepmom, there was a time I was told she put something on the floor for me to pass through because I have to come back from boarding house. And our own child that she's bringing for another man died. That the girl said the mother should confess before she died, and she did. That was when my dad let her leave the house. But I was not around when we came back from school. She now told us that money I was supposed to come and collect money. Unfortunately, the girl came in to collect our own child, but from another father came to collect, and she was sick for some time and died, and asked the mother to confess. And so life there. It's not like my dad at that time again was too rich, because having to come with a woman who has other children from other family, with the one she had, even when he was marrying my dad, my mom had a child, two kids with that woman, even when my mom was with him, into the house. Life can be easy with that many children, So, and we were in Abuja, fine, but I was in Karishi going to school there. Body house, thank God they don't pay school fees in my girl doesn't pay school fees, so that really helped me. And my other sisters, wherever they can get, to my uncle, I was surviving. Let me cut the whole story short. The second phase is mine, and I got married early, like
how
married
old
at
were you?
24.
24.
I met my husband at 18, about to finish secondary school. I will marry you till I was 21. I accepted. At 3 years before I accepted. At 21, my uncle was like, "You're stubborn. You can't marry this person. I know you are too calm. You don't need this person in your life." And then he knows a lot of things he does, and he don't want to do. So because of my uncle, my husband was like, okay, since he doesn't want, we're going to do introduction. So we did introduction. I was 21. I was still having my ONG. So we did introduction. We were just like, okay, now I've hold this one because it was elaborate introduction. We have uniform, people gather and all that. So I was in school, and at 24, I left school. I was supposed to go for my IT. My mom was begging. I said, no, let me go and marry. It's already obvious that, then, little child is little love and all that. And see a man who's like, okay, he's ready, and he actually pampered me then, sent me things in school, clothes and all that. Whenever we see, the love was, to me, real, But when I got married, it was different then. Even before the marriage, I could start seeing some signs that coming gradually, not to marry a man that's a little better than my dad. The difference between them, my dad likes women, my husband is addicted to women, my dad is addicted to smoking and drinking, so they like life. So I don't look at it, what's going on? Another phase. I called my husband severally. You're just like my father. You told me you're going to change, that God sent me to your life to make you change, and that when I marry you, you're going to drop all these things. And that is why I did what I married you. Fine, I like you. When are you going to change? When are you going to be the man I want for myself? You know, and back to that with prayer, with everything, work hard right from my son was primary, sorry, 4 months, I started business. Because I knew there's no how I can meet up what I want to be comfortable without doing one thing or the other. He doesn't want me to work initially, full housewife, but then we are very comfortable. He's a company representative in Akwa Ibom. We are okay. There's white people live with us, so the house was just okay. But my background will not let me rest. I'm not getting this money. You're not like, if I ask you for something, you won't give me. Like, everything you want is available. It's not about food, you know. So, and I always remember how my mom is struggling. So I just started doing business on my own. It's not like that time it was necessary. He married me, you were 33, I was 24. We are young, you know. So, and those things, even for hard working and how I put up my life, my kids will have suffered. I used my life to buy them happiness instead of me to grow myself. I was growing my kids. I was working. I went to school, I have BS in banking and finance, even with 2 kids. Because I don't want life to give me what is not my own. I still struggling out. Because when you have been you want to go to school, what woman like this to go to school? I did. Said, what do you think we can come out of the ordinary path? I said, ordinary path is better. Ordinary path in BS is better. But I still have two. Even with 2 kids. And I was running a business. Never knew anything about the kids, no lesson, nothing like clothing, maybe clothing, Christmas time clothing, for my children wear clothes. Myself, my parents, I said to them, once in a while if you see them, or they come around, but not like regular thing for parents. You know, life it showed me was another way of, and I keep on saying, do you remember where I'm coming from?
Shallow, why it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it on, if you do, I'm no need to delay. You no need to stress yourself, you got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life, make the people know. If you wanna buy your head time, easy access, now one time. Everything break at there, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Make you spice up your life with my MTN Apple Niger. You fit upgrade your life with my MTN Apple Niger. Anything you fit do with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN.
You remember my story, how my dad was? Today, my dad and my mom, they are like, they don't meet. Because how will they meet? They have never been friends from childhood. So, if I just see them, so they can't stand each other for 1 hour. I said, is that the life you want? But I live like that. See, my kids were growing, I was growing. All I could see me was poor. I don't have friends. But where do I want to tell you when your own my story is not your story? So what do you want to tell me? You can't feel what I'm feeling. So I can't tell you my story. So I marry my children. I defend my children. I pour my love, everything, my strength to my kids. I make sure they have the best of my energy can afford. Make sure they never suffer. Make sure they go to best school. By grace of God, 2 are out of university. Now, the last one is in the university now. Just enter, but throughout finish. And, you know, and I made sure my daughter, she learned work when she was in about to finish secondary school. I was like, she, for 10 years, she started learning more than me. But by the time she about to go to university, I told her, I want you to have something. I want you to be making money while you're in school. I don't want anybody to give you money because of money. So she did make up. And even when she was school, I make her sell shoes, bags, things, perfume, so that she already making money at school. So now, I'm not even sure she can work for 150,000 at the end of the month anymore. But I already made her to
Empowered her
how to
already.
create her. And by the grace of God, she's in Nigeria, to working for in Canada. This remote job now, so she's earning something. And her makeup work is still done. The makeup nice in Lashes in Lagos. I saw children to go to the body road was not funny. I left home one time after 1 week because I know my assignment has not finished. Come back. When you told me if I didn't come back, we commit suicide. Not because of what my kid had to come back, I came back. But now, he is almost 60 now, he's 58. But it's not changing now. He's now looking for my love. And once you are put into my heart, that's 22, 21 years of sealing my heart with glue. I've prayed, I've gone to churches to pray, God, bring my husband back. And I learned one thing, that you can't change any human being except that person want to change. I learned his way and my dad way give me strength to survive my world. I never depend on anyone. I've never asked, I can't know, maybe 2 people or 3 people in my life if I've ever asked people for help. I don't know how to ask. I don't learn to struggle to achieve what I want in life, because I believe that nobody is ready to give me anything. So when mother started this thing, I just let me try. I know they can't give, but let me just try. So when it's possible, when she started talking, even that night that I sent message to her, she replied. I said, if there's still people this kind in this world, I said, to create something at that midnight, 12 o'clock, if I saw it at 12, it still replied me. I want to know who she is. And I went to internet to browse about her. You know, I want to know her more. Because this is the kind of life, I like giving. I'm not as rich as I want because I have to help people to survive too. I have a lot of children who have lost them. Like my other sister is late, having 4 children. My siblings and I have to help them. But I try to enter them more. I have some friends who have lost their mother, their children alive, so I have to help. You know, people saw their parents are alive, but it's not just okay. I don't look at it that little God gave me is not meant for me. I just have to bring life on top. I knew when my life was tied, it was God I see. That's why I always say in every of the story of my life, I see nobody. My mom, we are close, but with my life, I get to realize what she passed through, what is happening to her. To me, I felt I've not done enough for her. We built house for her already. She live in her house. You understand? We want to take out of the village, but just that these old people, they always want the village, and we take care of her. She's okay. My dad, I sent to her when I want to, but I'm not saying debtness, but I never did anything for me to. But then, as a child of God, if you don't do that, I mean, God will not, and I want his own curse to come upon me with my children. So, this century, you always say that it is me, I should help you to talk to others. No, you gave out to them, talk to them. So, if what I can do, I will do for you. You know, anytime I go to there, I go there visiting him and check on him. And, once I know life is not equal. All this challenge, I use it to bring strength to myself.
Okay, you are still with your husband? You are still with him. Okay.
We're still together. 25 years, so we're still together. But just that, the love that I have for him when I was a teenager, the love is like when somebody love you too much and you return it with, I mean, my husband's girlfriend has abused me before. Tell them, abuse her very well. What's she looking for in my phone? That love, you have sealed it up. You have
So
used God.
was he violent? Was he abusive? Like he was abusive? Like he beats you?
Yeah. Every hand does that. He has kicked me and had the injury. And he has done that severally. But I stayed. Because I have a story to tell. I need to change a generation. My kids. You know, does.
Does he still do that?
No. When I was 45, I left the house, so I couldn't bear it anymore. So, but then we stopped. And at that time, I already know that if anything happened, I already told him I'm leaving. So since then it doesn't. But one time I tried to again, I left. So family back again. You know. So and then I'm getting of age. I would say I've achieved all my dream.
Shallow, it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it on, if you do, I'm no need to delay. You no need to stress yourself, eh? You got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life, make the people know. If you wanna buy your head time, easy access, now one time. Everything break it there, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Make you spice up your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger. You fit upgrade your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger. Anything you fit do with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger.
Well done. While you were speaking, I was actually, of course, I was listening to you with keen interest. It's been a journey, so far. I'm sorry about your loss, your sister, and all of those. The thing is, the thing with abuse, you can see that sometimes it becomes a pattern, and most times when we face, when we experience abuse as children, and most especially from the environment where you started from, you saw what your dad was doing to your mom. I mean, you were in that same environment, and you were molested as a child. You were abused. A lot of things happened. Yes, you had your own lonely moments, quiet moments where you were crying. You didn't have anybody to talk to, and all of those. Most times, the reason why we always talk about therapy, we say, okay, so when you go through all of this, it's important for you to seek for help, because you realize that it becomes a pattern. The same thing that happened to you that you didn't like, you just realize that you're actually attracting the same kind of people. You attracted your father as a husband. Why? You understand? Yeah. So it's just, I'm saying why, it's just a rhetorical question. Most times it happens like that because you didn't have opportunity to even deal with it. You didn't have opportunity to talk about it. It was just in your head. And a lot of times in trying to run away from that situation, you find yourself even going further into it. You know, in Nigeria, they say from fry pan to fire. And that's why dealing with issues like this, they are very important. Well, the fact that you didn't have the opportunity to deal with it, you went into marriage, you attracted the same man, the same environment, the same, abuse, verbally, the same thing, everything happens, the same pattern. Of course, it doesn't mean that it's too late for you to work on yourself. It doesn't mean that it's too late for you to find a solution. Like, it's not too late for you to find help, to seek for help, and for you to heal, right? And the healing is a journey. You understand? It's a journey. It's not something that it can just be done one-off or is achieved one-off. No, it's a journey. It took you how many years? How old are you now?
49.
It took you 49 years. Yeah? 49 years, long 49 years for you to sit down here and say and be, and talk out and speak up, and speak your mind and cry. And open your heart and be vulnerable and talk to a therapist. 49 years of your life, you've not had the opportunity to speak to anybody about this, right? I would not sit down here to say that, I can feel your pain or anything, or maybe I can understand, because you will understand more. However, I can only listen, and offer is support, on how you can go about your healing journey, to find healing, to find peace of mind. You understand? So it's not easy. I must even commend you for having that mind, for being strong enough to talk about it. So it's okay, you're crying, it's fine. It's not a sign of weakness that you're crying. It's a sign of strength that you're able to acknowledge, that these things happen, and this is how far I've gone about it. Thanking God Almighty. You just said something like, because you know God and all of those. Thanking God Almighty. A lot of people would have gone through this, not even a quarter of what you have gone through, and they are no more. We've heard stories, of women who have endured this abuse, beating, violence, and all of this. And at the end of the day, they are not even alive to take care of the kids that they sacrificed themselves for, or even enjoy the children that they sacrificed for, right? So it is held too much of a sacrifice that a woman will be in a marriage where she's been beaten, she's been abused, she's been molested, a lot of things happen, and she still stays for her children. So I must commend you for that. It's not like it's a guarantee for another woman to remain and be okay, right? Because it's a dangerous thing, very dangerous for a woman to be in a relationship or in a marriage where she's being beaten, blue, black every time till you're 45, he was still beating you. So I can imagine the pain that you've gone through. I am not trying to bring back your pain, but I'm just trying to encourage you, to toe this path of healing and forgiveness, right? Thanking God that you've gone this far and your eyes are being open, and not just being open, but even reconnecting with your purpose. So when you think about your past, you're not thinking about your past with hurt, with this so much anger and pain. You think about your past, and accepting that it is already in the past. When you work on yourself, the past should only be like a point of reference. It's a place of reference. It shouldn't be something that will dictate your life, or determine your life or your happiness and all of those. Think of the past as a place of reference, and then you think about the future. Where you are right now, if you want to remain where you are, is a place of stagnation, right? So you think about the future. What can I do, right? What can I do to heal? What can I do to find peace and happiness in my life? I have gone this far. I've sacrificed this much. It is time for me to let go of the past. It's time for me to forgive. What forgiveness does is it gives you that, it puts you in a place of strength and power. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's not easy. I'm not saying forgive these people today. That's not what I'm saying. But I know it's a journey. And we are in the very best place that one can start from is starting from that place of acceptance. Oh, okay, I've accepted that this has happened to me. And the second best is, okay, I'm ready to work on myself. Because this haunts me, it hurts me. Whenever I think of my aunt, my uncle, what he did to me and all those years of carrying beer and whatever, it hurts me, it brings me back. Do you understand? So you just realize that not working on, on yourself, even the friends you attract, you still attract friends that will take advantage of you. Do you understand? And friendship is good. Contrary to what we were told as children, it's good to have friends. It's good to be in the midst of good people, right? Good friends who got your back, who will be there for you. You go through thick and thin together with friends. So there are some things that friends do for you that your family cannot even do. That's the truth. And again, of course, everybody have the role that they play in your life, right? They all both have different roles that they play in your life. So, but because of, the trauma that you've gone through, every time you think, oh, when this person is coming close to me, they're coming to take advantage of me and all of those. And you owe yourself, of course, you owe yourself that healing tickets to heal and to be happy. And you owe your children, because the truth is, it is your healing, your ability to heal, and be whole again and be happy again, Your children, if we don't, sometimes there's what we call generational trauma. If you don't deal with your trauma, you can pass it on to your kids, right? You never can tell, even your girl, what she's going through. Remember, you went through this because as a child, you grew up seeing your father and your mother, and your aunties and everything around you. And it affected you so much. And today, you're 49 and you're still talking. And now, you also went into the same kind of marriage and you've got kids. So your kids also would have had their own fair share of the trauma because they experienced it. They saw their dad beating you. You understand? They witnessed their dad calling you names, like you said, and all of those things. So they also have had their own fair share of the traumatic experience, which of course would have had its own toll on them also. So you see, when you don't deal with yours, they don't deal with theirs. They also give birth to children. They pass it on to them. So this is how generational trauma comes to be.
Shallow, why it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it on, if you do, I'm no need to delay. You don't need to stress yourself, you got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life, make the people know. If you wanna buy your head time, easy access, now one time. Everything break at there, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Make you spice up your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN Apple Niger. You fit upgrade your life with my MTN Apple Niger. My MTN
from one parent to another. You just told me about your mom, how she also did not grow up with her mom. So we owe ourselves, you owe yourself, that responsibility to deal with whatever it is. The fact that you're 49 doesn't mean that you should not live, the best of life, the best that even you can live. So when you do that, by the grace of God, you also, encourage your kids to also, go through healing, therapy by the grace of God, so that they can also deal with all of those things. So they don't also go into relationships with baggages. They don't also go into the relationship with all of those. Because between you and your husband, both of you, everybody had, I'm sure, when your husband should speak, he would also have his own stories to tell. Things that have happened, his own father, his own mother, his own environment, and all of those. So most times, people, I'm not exonerating anybody from, but it's a way of, one of the things that will help you to heal is there are times that you get, face to face with your truth to say, you know what, I also take responsibility, of a certain thing. The fact that I also came into the marriage not knowing what I was even doing. Do you understand? I was just trying to run away from my father, who was abusive. At that point, I felt, okay, the best thing for me was to go and marry this man. But I did not do checking. Did I check anything? Did I even bother to check for the family, check for how he grew up, his own kind of person, his personality, blah, blah, blah. Did I do it? I did not do it. And even I also was coming with my own. Did I work on myself? No, I didn't work on myself. But that does not guarantee anybody to take advantage of anybody. Do you understand me? So because now the danger is your daughter watched you being beaten and all of those. She may just think that it is normal. This is how relationship is. So she allows herself also, she'll go into a relationship with a man and she just allows herself, to say, okay, so maybe at a point she now starts feeling, oh, maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I actually made him to beat me and all of those things. Why? Because of what she had already stored in her own subconscious, seeing those things happening in her home. And yeah, sometimes when we see those things, we actually feel sad. The thing is, I often say that some people say, oh, it's surprising. How can this person who grew up with his father that was abusive, and some people say, I swore that I will never raise my hand on a woman. And here am I today. After I got married, I find myself raising my hands on my wife. And I never didn't want to do that. Yes, it happens. It's what you grew up seeing, what you grew up hearing, what the environment says and what they do in the environment. If you're not careful, you become that thing. Do you understand? So this journey that we've started is very important. I must commend you for opening up. I must commend you for deciding that it is time for you to heal. It is time for me to do something to help myself. It is time for me to do something to break this generational trauma that I think is happening, I must commend you for that. Okay? And I pray that, like we started discussing, it's not about the cameras or all of this. Is real. This is real. This is how you feel. This is, this is who you are. This is how you feel. And, this is the decision that you've taken to help yourself. And by the grace of God, for that single decision, that intention, that goal of wanting to become better, of wanting to heal, and become the best version of yourself, it will happen by the grace of God. So we would try to reschedule, off cameras, reschedule other sessions that we'll be having by the grace of God. And I wish you success, Clara. If you have any question that you want to ask me, you can actually ask me. We have a form that we give to our clients. Give you a form, you fill the form, and then we'll do further assessment from here. We are going to do assessment to know where we need to come in, what kind of therapy, that would work for you, what kind of intervention do we need to do for you properly by the grace of God. and then we do it. Okay? Thank you so much. Well done, Clara. Well done. Thank you.